Hey guys, Tyboy here, and today we are creating a Halo tier list of all the major Halo titles that have released in history. So I'm using the tier maker website. I don't know why whoever made this has Halo Wars and Halo Wars 2, but we're gonna rate them anyway. So we have all the Halos here: Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 4, Halo 5, Halo 3 ODST, Halo Reach, Halo Infinite. So we have all those, and basically I'm gonna give you my thoughts on what's an S tier title. A, B, C, or D, or horrible, or I never played, which is false. I've played every single Halo game that could exist. So basically, this is all my opinion of which Halo games I think are, the best and the least best. So if you want to roast someone, roast me. It's no one else at Rectify Gaming you should roast. It's me, Tyboy N17. Make sure to follow me on Twitter. But so we're gonna start off. Let's start off from the beginning of this list. Halo 3 ODST. It's a single player only game. It brought Firefight to the franchise. The single player is awesome. It's single-handedly. You could argue Halo 3 ODST is better as a story than Halo Combat Evolved, which is tough to say because Combat Evolved really started off Halo in general. You could say it's better than Halo 5, Halo Infinite, or Halo Reach. Even people might argue, but Halo 3 ODST's got to be. I don't know, S tier says a lot, right? It's an S tier Halo game. The music, the story, what it brought to the Halo franchise is something that we may never see again. I personally would love a Halo 3 ODST too, but we never know. 343, please make it happen. All right, so next we have Halo Combat Evolved. So I know this game started off Halo and everything. Without it, Halo would not exist. Without Bungie. Who knows what happens, right? If you're looking back at it now, comparing to everything, the story is, yeah, okay, cool. But the campaign missions are very repetitive. The game can get kind of annoying. Multiplayer-wise, it brings some iconic maps. But in my opinion, I think Halo Combat Evolved is a D. I just think, there's so many Halo games that rank above it. You could argue C or D. I gotta go with D. Halo 2, it brought in the Arbiter. Story was great. Get to play it as an elite, an Arbiter, if you're playing co-op and this and that. It brought a lot of the multiplayer. The multiplayer-wise, it brought a lot of attention to the Halo franchise. It brought, Halo into esports more, I think. I know Combat Evolved had a part in the early days of competing in a first-person shooter, I guess. But Halo 2 really brought everything. In my opinion, Halo 2 is an A-tier title. It's one of the best Halos in my opinion. With its multiplayer and campaign, it's awesome. I mean, I could play that campaign nonstop, and its multiplayer maps, like Midship, Ascension is on there, so you got Lockout, that's from Halo 2. You have a lot of iconic maps that came from this. Halo 4. Now, Halo 4 was the first Halo released from 343 Industries after Bungie went off and did their own thing with Destiny. Halo 4, yes, the campaign was good, but I really couldn't stand the Didact situation. I mean, the level design was great. 343 did a great job. They brought in Spartan Ops, but again, Spartan Ops had a lot of repetitive missions of going backwards within maps and just recycling campaign missions. The multiplayer is very lackluster. It's not the best multiplayer. I couldn't even tell you what's really iconic about it. There's something about the armor design in this game that really was not good, and the user interface just was not Halo. Like, when you look at user interfaces like on Halo Master Chief Collection, Halo 3, you have the Halo banners, like, you have the player banners, I should say, on, the UI. It was so much cleaner looking at, your friends on a lobby. And, like, the player cards, it was a cool, like, attempt, but Halo 4, to me, it's like, it's not, I don't want to say it's horrible, right? I'm putting it in the same area as Halo Combat Evolved. Both have their pluses and minuses. You could say Halo Combat Evolved has a better, I guess, multiplayer, than Halo 4. I think it's more iconic than that. I think Halo 4 really missed on a lot of areas, yet, yes, 343 was in a tough position taking over such a popular franchise with Bungie, really having a stellar finish with their presence in the franchise with Halo Reach and ODST. So, but on to the next Halo 3. I know we're kind of doing this backwards, but that's okay. Halo 3. I mean, you can't say enough about Halo 3, right? Like, this game brought in the custom games, brought in Forge, custom Forge maps, brought a whole new thing into, Halo's life. It brought in a lot of new people in that are just into creating maps and games, and Halo really they really set something in the gaming industry of creating, having the best map editor, and Bungie did a really good job with that. Multiplayer maps are the greatest. Guardian, Last Resort, Valhalla. You could keep going on and on. Sandtrap. It's just like, it was awesome. Then you had, the Mythic map pack with Sandbox, Assembly, and you had Blackout, which is a remake of Lockout, and there are just a ton of maps. Ghost Town, which is part of the Legendary map pack. The map packs in Halo 3 were awesome. Anyways, Halo 3 campaign was fun. I played that campaign so many times. The last mission, so many times with friends, like, is it an S tier title? Is it really? It's tough. It's really tough to say. I mean, Halo 3, we're going, I feel like S tier is a really premier category that you can't just name everything S tier, right? You can't name everything S tier. I'm going with A for Halo 3. There are some things, I guess, gameplay-wise, that could be improved, but there's just nothing better than it, in my opinion. If anyone you knew that had an Xbox 360 had Halo 3 in their pockets, so it was great. Halo 5 Guardians, the next game from 343 Industries, their second game within the franchise. This is interesting. They try to bring in a Spartan Locke and, bring in his old team that included Buck, Tanaka, but it really didn't pan out. I mean, Master Chief playing as the blue team was cool, but, switching between teams in the campaign was all right. It was okay. They really tried to do something different. I think the campaign could have been better, but I still had a good time playing it. You never really wanted to replay it, though. It's like that weird thing. You never really wanted to go back and replay it. Multiplayer really catered to the competitive scene rather than the casuals. I think the gameplay might have scared a lot of people away. But the Forge mode in Halo 5 Guardians was a step above than anything else you've seen in Halo. Halo 4, it definitely ramped up there, but Halo 5 Guardians started the trend of, every few months adding content. The game didn't have all the content at once, and that really kind of told a story into the future of being live service games or whatever. But we're putting Halo 5 Guardians as a I'm putting Halo 5 Guardians as a C. I think it could have been better. There's some things to like about it, but it gets forgotten when you talk about Halo games overall. So we're not going to talk about Halo Infinite yet. I was going to put Halo Wars. Halo Wars, I'm going to put in a D. Halo Wars 2, I enjoyed Halo Wars 2. I'm going to put it as a C. These are strategy games, RTSs in the Halo series, Halo Wars. I don't know why this tier maker has them, but we're going to put them in there anyway. It was unique. It brought a unique part of Halo. We took a break from the typical first-person shooter, which is cool. Halo Wars 2 was really good. Dan Ayub, who led that project, did a really good job. And Halo Reach, I mean, this game had great customization. It was the last big bang from Bungie. Brought in Countdown, it brought in Sword Base, it brought in Boneyard, it brought in Invasion, which Halo has never seen something like that, where you're elites versus Spartans. There's nothing better than that. I really wish 343 kind of, did something with that mode, but it's kind of left in Halo Reach. You can play in Halo Master Chief Collection. The Forge mode was awesome with Forge World. That's all you needed in Halo Reach. It was a very gray Forge. Anytime you play the map, it's going to be gray. It had a little bit of color customizations, but it got really bland over time. So Halo Reach, I mean, the customization, the grind to get into Inheritor. You don't really see Halo games now having the iconic ranks of going to an Inheritor. I really wish they brought that back into space. No BR, which is a big knock. The DMR was good and all, but Halo Reach started, I guess, but Halo Reach is S tier. Custom games is the most iconic I've ever played. Hours and hours into this game, it's one of the best Halo games, in my opinion. It's up there. It's up there, man. You could say these four in the S and A tier, all of them could be S tier, right? But I feel like S tier is a really special category, and it's all personal preference. Halo Infinite now. Halo Infinite had a tough launch. It's a free-to-play multiplayer game, the first free-to-play Halo title to ever release. I really feel like 343 had something going when it launched. Everyone was playing it. The biggest content creators were playing it. But what held it back was the content that wasn't in the game yet. Looking 2 years later, the game has more content than ever before, and they're adding so much more every single day or every single like month. It feels like. The great part about Halo Infinite is the battle passes are always there. You can buy them whenever you want. You won't lose them like in Call of Duty or Apex Legends. The Forge mode is something that is a dream for many Halo players. You can add your own AI now and create your own campaign mission, basically. So that's really cool. The gameplay is great. I think Halo Infinite is the best game 343 has ever made. The game multiplayer gameplay is great. It was just the content that was missing that shied people away. And, you know, games these days don't launch with the whole 100% content like $60 games did back in the day. I guess that's what you get for wanting to be a live service company. But going on to the campaign for Halo Infinite, open world, another thing Halo fans always dreamed of. I kind of look at it as a Zelda Breath of the Wild effect. It's really good. Story, you try to go on to a new twist with a weapon, and you got you got the Marine dude with you. I keep forgetting his name. I don't even know if we know his name. But he's awesome. Hidden Skulls come back in Halo Infinite. So much to explore. Co-op is awesome. Co-op was another late addition to Halo Infinite, which hurt the game at launch. You know, one of the traditions about Halo games is jumping in with your friends right away in 4-player co-op, playing the game, finishing the campaign in like 10 to 14 hours in one go. Halo Infinite didn't provide that, which sucked. But Halo Infinite is it's awesome. I really like it. I know people hate on it because why not? It's cool to hate on shit, right? So Halo Infinite's an A-tier title. It's in some ways it's better than Halo 2 and Halo 3. Give it time. The content coming to Halo Infinite is going to get better. We finally have Infection. We'd love to have Griffball. The maps are starting to get better and better, and it's good. And there you have it for our Halo tier list. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.